Hi everyone, I'm Lauren with the Chatham Collective, and I'm here today to show you about mortar smearing, also known as German smear. So a lot of you have been writing comments about how to do it, and so I thought I would just create this video for you with a little bit of technique instruction, and we'll get started. So I have my mortar here, it's all ready. I'm using my Super Venom gloves, which are natural gloves. I think in the original post I'd said to use a sponge, but we have nixed that idea. And I like using my hands a lot better. I can feel where the mortar is going, and I know exactly how much I'm putting on versus using a trowel where the mortar just falls down. So I'm going to get started. Just grab a handful of it, and you'll start applying. One of the things I like to focus on is making sure I get between the grooves of the mortar so that the dark mortar that was used to actually put the bricks in is covered up. Because if you don't, you're going to see lots of lines in between them. So you just keep applying until you're done. You can either choose to apply the mortar over every brick, or you can just apply it to certain bricks. So I really like this red color. I'm not going to cover that brick up. I'm going to leave that brick visible. So I'm going to rub in the mortar and make sure that it's all covered up around it, but I'm going to leave it exposed so that you can still see some of that red at the end. You guys, the consistency that we were talking about earlier, just so you guys have a clear idea of what that looks like. So you want it to be thick, but you don't want it to be too thick that it just sticks on. See how when I move it a little bit, it just falls right off. But you also don't want it so thin that when you go to pick it up, it slides off and there's nothing attached to it. So as it dries and as it sets up, it's going to get thicker and thicker. So if you need to stop and add more water to it to make sure that you have the same consistency each time you do it, then you can go ahead and do that. But make sure that it's about this consistency the entire time. Just did, and we're all finished with it, but I want to go back and make sure that there are no rough edges or hard lines on it. I also don't want my fingers to be visible when I'm smearing on the mortar. So I'll go ahead and I'll take my same glove that I've been using and just kind of wipe up and down with it. It'll get off some of those hard edges and give it a nice smooth edge. If there's a place where you see, you know what, I really want more of that brick showing through and you want to take off some more of it, use your wire brush. Go ahead and scrape some of it off, and if you see it just comes right off, just scrape until you get the desire that you want out of it. So I can keep going and do the same thing. Go back over and take off some of that extra mortar to give that brick a nice sheen. And then if there's something where it's old, or the next day you realize, you know what, that's really too thick, I don't like the way that looks, you can go ahead and take the end of your wire brush, which is a nice clean straight edge, and kind of knock some of the mortar off. And as you go, more of it will come off and kind of chunk. So this is an old one, this isn't recent. And so see how the chunk came through nice and good. Well, you can keep going if you want to have more show through. Again, you can just rub back over it if you want a nice clean edge, and it'll just keep coming off. So if there's something you don't like about it, you can always change it or fix it. So now that we've finished this, I just want to point you to our blog. We're www.thechathamcollective.com. We have a blog that's all about this. There are questions that have been answered on there, pictures, more videos, and any other information that you'd want, you can find us there. Thanks. Bye.